and I just shoot around, and I'll do this for like, you know, literally like 2 to 3 minutes because it's very easy. You're just shooting around, and yeah, that's just like the super basic step number one. Step number two of my warm-up routine is I always like to start off with tracking. So I have the bot standing still, and you see how there's like the circle on the bot's head here? I always aim to trace that. You always want to make it as difficult as possible. And especially if you're not really warmed up, like I'm just hopping on for the first time on the day, you're not going to feel that um, like fluid with it. You're going to be like mistracing. But, you know, I'll swap weapons because there's different movement speed, right? And I'll just try my best to trace the dots. And I'll swap targets like this. See? So I'm swapping targets. And what this is doing is it's helping your tracking within the game. So imagine you're like rounding an angle, right? Like when you're rounding angles or when you're trying to trace someone who's moving left, right, this is gonna help a lot. So I would recommend you guys literally just trace these bots with different weapons in your hands for different movement speed for like 5 to 10 minutes, right? If you're training, if you're trying to train your aim, I would recommend 10 minutes of this. And you can break it up between intervals. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes at once. But if you get a total of 10 minutes per exercise, I think you're going to see a massive improvement every day. Right? So I'm just tracing the bots. All right, boom. Now you're getting your tracking warmed up. You're getting a better feel of your mouse because it's really concise movements. And from there, I'm going to start adding flicks, right? So after I start tracing the bots, I'm going to do a little trace and flick. So a little bit of a trace, flick, or even a trace and just shoot the own bot. See what I'm doing? So now I'm warming up like, well, I have to dial in as well. I'm warming up like my flicks and I'm warming up my tracking. So I'm doing like two birds with one stone. You understand? And so this is gonna help with your flicks. It's gonna help with your movement. And what I mean by movement is like your stop and shoot. So by the time like you're tracing this bot, when you stop, when you press the opposite key, you flick and you shoot, it's going to help you in game with like that part of your mechanics, like being able to stop dead on and hit the target and have that speed in your shot. This goes hand in hand with the same exercise, but if you guys want to practice like different movements of flicks, because this is just horizontal, you understand? Like all of these flicks and tracking is all left right movement. If you guys want to start practicing your vertical movement as well, which I don't discredit, it is important to practice this. You can trace other things on the bot. So for example, when I was trying to aim train a lot, I would just trace the kneecaps and like flick upward, or trace like a random part of the wall, like I'll shoot a bullet, trace it and flick like sideways. So you can be creative in your own warm-up, guys. Figure out what's good for you. But this is just like a really good entry level of the day, getting all of your horizontal and vertical shots down. So when you go into deathmatch or when you go into the rank games, you're gonna start feeling a lot more sharp and give you a better like floor. It's all about raising the floor of the day. So I went over tracking, and flicks, and now I want to show one of my favorite parts of my warm-up routine is the strafe plus the eliminate 100. So the reason why I like this is because you're isolating one bot and you can be so creative with this one bot to make you train in different ways. So the concept of being close to an enemy is that your movements horizontally are going to be much larger because the movement is faster when you're closer up to the bot. You understand? So like here, like look at how big I have to move my mouse, right? I'm moving a lot of my mouse and I'm tracking up close to the bot. But once I step back, right, and once I make this a long range enemy, it's a lot more micro. It's a lot more tiny movements within my mouse to trace this bot. So what I like to do is I like to just run around, and it's very similar to what I was doing before. You see, there's a common theme with how I'm aim training is I'm tracking the bot from any distance I want. So for now, let's do like medium range, okay? So I'm just gonna track, and
What
once
an
I feel like I've
interesting
done a couple
idea from
movements
Valen.
left, right, I just shoot and I go next, right?
It's so basic. You think Valen, like the shooting IGL and his routine is so basic, like his warm-up? Because that isn't his
And
aim
once I
training
feel like my
routine.
mid range is done, I'll start going close up, and I'll start tracking close.
Or
And
maybe it
shooting. So I'll go
is.
close close to the bot like this. Track left, right. Try to follow movement. Be concise. I'm a little not warm right now either. Let's go to my
Oh,
actual
cope.
crosshair.
Oh,
I'm a
cope.
little
Cope.
unwarm, so my movement is not as concise. So I'm noticing that in my movement. So right now I'm gonna try to be even more patient. Before I was doing a lot of like horizontal movements like this. Now I'm gonna try to cut that and make as lowest amount of movements as possible. That's gonna help you have smooth aim.
Oh my
Once I do
god.
that a couple times with the bot up close, however distance you like, I shoot.
Count
I
the
get back.
buzzwords. Smooth aim, calm aim.
So you notice with all these exercises, it's a lot of tracking and shooting. Okay. And for me, I would do this with different weapons.
It's
You know, I'll
true.
pull out the ghost
Yeah.
and practice
He
two-tapping
does
with the
train
ghost,
tracking a whole lot
with
then, yeah?
strafing bots.
That's what, like 4 different exercises for
We'll go my
tracking?
Stinger. Sometimes I'll even stinger from different ranges. And it really, you can do this with any weapon, and it helps in general. That boy got infinite health. But yeah. Lastly, this is like a unpopular opinion, I would say, but I also use the hard bots. And with the hard bots, the way I use them is just like reaction time and getting myself used to like flicking. It's just a warm-up. I wouldn't take it too literal, guys. A lot of people think too much about this mode and like, oh, I need a high score, or oh, I only got 15, I suck, or whatever the case is. But realistically, this is just to warm up your reaction time and some of your flicks. And I usually do this at the end of my routine just to kind of top it off. And likewise with the other exercises, I like to also go close. So I'll just pop my dash, hit the start, and I'll go close. And this is just training me for really fast movements, snap flicks. So when I'm in the game and I, get caught off unexpectedly, my eyes are trained to be quick on the movement.
Okay.
When I'm warmed up, for me, I usually get around like 20. Sometimes when I'm feeling really good, I'll get over 20. But just depends. I wouldn't take the results too literally, but you can use it as a benchmark. All right, guys, so that's a part of the range routine. Now I'm going to load into a team deathmatch to kind of refine all those horizontal movements, okay? So a lot of the range techniques I was showing you was horizontal tracking, horizontal flicks. Everything is on like the straight plane. Now, when you're in TDM, you're not playing the normal maps, and a lot of the team deathmatch maps are really flat without much verticality, and so you're just going to be able to work on that horizontal aim like you just practiced on. So it's really just putting your practice into work now, and this is a more like thought out warm-up routine, so it is going to take a bit. I want you guys to do each exercise for about 10 minutes realistically. So I showed you 3 exercises within the range. That's like 30 minutes. And now you're going to go into your team deathmatch and run.
Christ almighty. 30-minute.
I'm going to show you guns to avoid.
I mean, if you do them every day, yeah, you'll get good.
Like Stinger.
That is not a deny from me.
Classic or Ghost for the first round. I like to do Ghost. And I Sheriff, Vandal, and optionally you can Bulldog or Guardian. But for the sake of this video, we're going to go Guardian. All right. And then what we're going to be doing in the TDM is work on pre-aiming where the enemies are going to peak, okay? A common misconception with a lot of people aiming is like they put their crosshair right on the wall like this, but the person's going to be swinging a bit wider. So I'm going to practice putting my crosshair a bit wider than the wall, anticipating how they're going to peak. And then from there, you micro adjust. Oh my god. From there, you micro adjust using the techniques you just practiced on to make sure you hit the shot. So I'm putting my crosshair a bit wider, and I'm micro adjusting the flick. Moving on to the Sheriff now. It's really good to practice your Sheriff because it helps with your first bullet accuracy. Don't be like that guy using a fucking Stinger. It does nothing for you. You're just holding mouse 1 praying.
Bro.
See a lot of you guys using the Stinger sometimes in TDM. It really doesn't help your mechanics at all. If you're playing for fun, go ahead.
Damn, okay.
Improve. You might as well use the weapons that force you to headshot.
Fucking alright, dude. Valen's got some takes, okay. You're wasting your time if you buy a Stinger in TDM. If you're looking to get better at the game.
Now, another reason why I like to pick Neon is because I can just run at the opponent. But also, once you have the ult, the alt practices your tracking a lot. So I was talking about like moving and tracing. If you see like playing Neon, it's a lot of tracking the enemy since you're moving left, right, and not focus since we're just talking and shooting. But yeah, it's a lot of tracking, and it puts your skills to the test on that as well. So it's a good agent to practice your aim. Yeah, I like to use the Guardian on this mode, but at the same time, if you realistically use the Bulldog more in your matches or your rank games, then you should just practice the Bulldog. Because you can also get better at bursting. I would say you should practice your bursts when you're in TDM. And once
I
you
mean,
get to
fair.
stage 3, you just let loose, boys. You just fry them all. Alright, is it time to win
It
this
makes
shit?
sense to me.
Wow.
Everything this guy's
We should
saying
take
makes
this from the
sense.
Joker. Jesus.
What?
And once I get the ult again, I usually just use the ult and practice my tracking. If someone would peek me.
God, even the pro player complains about not getting peaked, man.
I just had to kill him, dude. This guy's pissing me off.
Damn. Damn.
That's a vertical flick right there. You see that? That's that training, baby. Obviously, like, if it's your first TDM, you might not perform that great, but the whole point of it is just to get that horizontal movement down that you were just working on. Alright guys, now the last thing that we're going to be doing is just a normal deathmatch. So usually when I'm warming up, I just do one TDM and one DM. And keep in mind, when I say how you guys should be doing these exercises for like 10 minutes each, if you're warming up and you're trying to play some rank, you can shorten everything. Like some days I'll do all the range exercises for like, you know, 2 to 3 minutes each, and just have like a total warm-up time of like 15 to 20 minutes, right? It's more realistic for me that way, especially when I have matches as well. If you guys are just in a performance mode, like you just want to play, just shorten the time a bit. But if you're in a mode where you're trying to train, you should extend it to like 10, 15 minutes each. Now, when I'm DMing, guys, I'm using the same concept of trying to pre-aim where the enemy is going to peek and not just hug the wall like this. Okay, you're not putting your crosshair anywhere. You need to try to put your crosshair on common positions of how the enemy is going to peek you. So you're training your muscle memory come game time to just make it easy for yourself. Also,
Yeah, fuck.
I'll swap guns.
Yeah,
around
watch
just
this
to get a
guy.
bit warm with everything. Practice spraying with different guns and just using them is important. So, you know, I'll swap between Vandal, Phantom, pistols. Another thing you guys want to consider when you're especially doing death matches on like real Valorant maps, like a regular death match, is you need to try to pre-aim according to how far the enemy can be. So, wow, that guy just got pooped on. Like, if I'm pre-aiming for an enemy these long range duels, right? Their movements are going to be much smaller on my screen rather than if I was practicing versus a guy strafing like very close to me. You understand? So the distance between the enemy is all relative to how you're going to approach your crosshair placement and your aim. So if someone is super close to you, like you're pre-aiming this guy, you want to aim wide, like this. You want to aim wide out, because the movement on his screen is going to be peaking like this. He's stopping like pretty wide out. You get me? Like this guy, I'm aiming wide here. Now, if it was an enemy very far away, right, then the peaks are going to be much closer. The crosshair placement is going to be a little bit less wide than if someone was closer. So that's a skill that you guys should train. And maps that are big, like Abyss or Breeze, are good maps to practice this on, because the distances vary. And keep in mind, guys, as you're playing, practice your movement as well. Do movement that you know you're realistically going to do in your match or your rank games. If you're doing too much strafing left, right, trying to be undodgeable, like unkillable, you're realistically not going to play like that in the match. Anyone can just left, right in a DM, but, you know, once you're actually trying to kill a player, much more difficult. Like I can, I can just like tap and like, you know, I can just tap AD all I want. But if I know realistically I'm not gonna be shooting like that, then there's no point. You're just wasting your own time.
Yeah,
You're
fair.
practicing like unrealistic shooting and movement. Now I'm not justifying that you guys should just crouch spray every kill. You should work on your movement to become better, but try to keep in mind just how you're gonna peak in the game and try to apply it here. And yeah, especially when I'm using these one-shot guns, guys, I try to take my time with my shot. You don't just want to panic spray like this and just panic shoot your deagle like that. You want to take your time. What the hell just happened? You want to take your time. Try to lock that first bullet down. And also don't play the TDM to win. You know, there's no point. Just use it to train your aim however you'd like. But yeah, guys, that wraps up my warm-up routine for VCT matches or when I'm playing ranked. Just to recap, I think it's really important to do some sort of physical warm-up beforehand, get the blood flowing to your hands, start feeling like a little bit warm physically. I think that's important. Step 2, you're going to hit that range routine and you can adjust the time you want. You can practice each exercise for 10 to 15 minutes if you're looking to aim train. But if you're looking to just warm up and, you know, get the feeling of aiming down, shorten that to like 3 to 4 minutes each sequence. Hit your deathmatch, hit your TDM, and you're good to go. Let me know how you guys feel about this routine, if it helps you warm up more, if it helps your aim get better. I'm curious to see if other people can also take and benefit from this. And I'm happy to share my experience on how I got better at Valorant with you guys, and I hope you guys have the same. But that's it for me. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I love you all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. What the insta-lock?
What's up, everybody? If you're new around here, I'm Zapper.
No, it's Zapper. Nice try. I'll do TMVs, a lot more
Yoru
credible as a source.
the future. Let me explain
Okay. Okay, dude. What?
why. So, for those of you who don't know, there are kind of two types of duelists in the game of Valorant. There is the movement duelist, whose primary abilities are about movement, and it's about closing the gap or extending the gap if you need to get away from a bad fight, and that's what the movement duelists do. And then there's kind of the other kind of duelists, which I'm going to call the kind of fight-based duelists, who primarily work through flashes, or if it's ISO with a shield, and they're good at taking fights. That's kind of what they're meant to do. Then there's Yoru. And Yoru kind of sits somewhere in the middle of these duelists, where he does have a movement ability. He can teleport across the map, but at times it can be a little bit clunky. But he also has flashes and some kind of initiation tools to help him take fights as well. And so he can do that on his own better than perhaps the movement duelists can. And so Yoru has kind of sat in this weird space in the game where sometimes it can be difficult to find perhaps a good slot for Yoru. But I think in the course of this season, we've kind of found where you want to play a Yoru. And that is in this kind of comp. The Apex are playing here on Ascent. And this is a comp
God, that's so annoying.
you might recognize the bones of it. Fanatics even comp
Such a
as well.
non-thing, by the way.
Here, Apex
It costs, how much does this cost?
instead
How much does this cost?
so that Fnatic were playing on
$10 a month. Free game, by the way.
The bones of it are pretty similar. You've got a Cypher, Yoru, Sova, Omen, plus one more. And this is the crucial thing about this kind of comp. Because when you play Cypher, Yoru, Sova, it could be a Fade as well, by the way, and an Omen, plus one, these four agents just on their own kind of have everything you need for a comp, right? We need Sentinel utility, got it. We need a movement duelist, got it. We need some flashes, got it. We need, you know, some recon abilities, got it. We need potentially some extra initiation as well. Well, Yoru can help out with that, Omen can help out with that. You know, Cypher can help out with that a bit as well. And Omen can also help with a lack of movement, potentially, if you don't just like the Yoru movement. So it can, you have everything here that one comp might need. And that means that you essentially have a free agent to pick, right? So for Fnatic, that was ISO. Here for Apex, it's Deadlock. And these flex slot agents can be used to find a lot of value. We saw Alfia dominate on the ISO on Haven.
Oh my god, a missed shot. Oh, 1v1 by CNED. Have fun. They're still going to be still down the side. Both still at the back of the side. Oh, the judge, he had to dive forward with that as well. This is all topsy-turvy. It's all going a bit wonky. But it's a 3-4. And they still need to work towards a site. 45 seconds here. Spike quickly back in hand, but Alpha going to be controlling towards B. The right place at the right time, and he's got 2 potential targets. And he is just styling on them right now. Alpha deadly as ever.
And we also saw some really nice rounds from Apex as well, using the deadlock and finding some value from it.
Safety. He's going to get revealed. He is being closed in on. Has the support from the back of the boathouse, but if this tournament has taught me anything, is that that player is going to be dead within seconds. Hype gets aggressive, turns thing into an even scenario. Element still fighting, but Soulcast.
And this is why I really do believe that this could be the future. And so really there's only 2 things to me that are limiting this idea.
This is like a.
Really becoming the future, and potentially this idea.
This has to just be like a meme video.
Everywhere, and I'll get into that in just a second. But what are the 2 limiting factors? Well, one is that most duelist players aren't that good at Yoru. That's the kind of first thing that most
Oh my
players,
god.
pro players haven't played a ton of Yoru in the past and probably don't know how to play the agent. And Yoru is quite a complex agent to play.
I mean,
pretty
yeah.
well, and so that is a pretty big limiting factor. However,
Yeah, high level players don't want to play that agent.
ACT season, we saw
Zip tie wolf and
probably a lot of
there's another
duelist
bigger
players
one
haven't
that.
played that much Neon before previously either, but still took on the Neon and actually did pretty well with the Neon.
God.
Perhaps the ultimate example of this, where his Neon looked really, really good, and they won the Champs Grand Final somewhat off the back of him playing Neon.
Oh my god,
So
Exter,
perhaps
that's
there
the
is
guy.
some
I
hope that
blanked on the second kid.
It did become somewhat meta, that then we would see Euro. And this season alone, we did see quite a bit more Euro than we ever have done before. But the
Alright.
second limiting factor is really the big one, which will determine whether this will be the future of the game or not. And that is there an agent worth playing in that flex role? Because here's the thing, that flex role, I did say it could be any agent, but in reality, it needs to be a certain type of agent as well. It needs to be a certain type of agent, like a duelist that isn't a movement duelist, or like a deadlock, a barrier sentinel. An agent that perhaps isn't necessary in a comp, but it also needs to be extremely strong. And so that is kind of the catch-22 of this situation. You both need an agent that is very, very strong, but also an agent that is not necessary in a pro team comp, which is a bit of a dilemma and perhaps is unlikely to happen, some of you might say. But it kind of was on the way to happening earlier this season with ISO, right? When we had the kind of pre-nerfed ISO version of him, there was a lot of teams that were experimenting with that, and obviously Fnatic, even after the nerf, carried on with the ISO idea, and was still finding a lot of success with it. And so I do think that that is a potential, that in the future, obviously we don't know what agents will come out in the future, but I think it's possible that Riot one day will release an agent who isn't necessary for a team comp, but is also very strong. Some of you will be thinking about Vice already and wondering if Vice fits this role.
No.
Vice is
No.
perhaps on the right kind of lines. Perhaps one, I don't think is quite strong enough to justify this, and 2, perhaps just doesn't quite have the right role because you also have a flash. You know, you do have the barrier for potential as well, but maybe could fit into this kind of comp. But I do think that in the future, it is possible we will see some kind of agent.
We're listening today. We're listening to the future of Valorant from
And that then this will kind of become the shell of the comp.
What is it? Thinking Man Valorant.
Ideas like this, like Fnatic's Haven comp, you could literally copy paste that comp onto a lot of different maps, right? And that's why I kind of want to bring up this idea, because it's not just about being meta on one map. If ISO truly was that strong that you had to play that agent on every map, right? If you're thinking like, you know, old chamber levels of agent strong, right? That you must play this agent as much as you can. If we get that kind of agent in the future that fits that kind of role, then this would be the meta almost everywhere, right? This is what would just become the meta almost everywhere, because you need to fit that agent in, and this is the shell that really would allow you to do that. And so how likely is this idea to happen? Well, I think if Riot just keeps adding agent after agent, I feel like it's gonna it has to happen at some point, that eventually they're gonna release an agent that is both very, very good and also doesn't fit the traditional kind of roles. And in fact, that's maybe the kind of thing that Riot would want to do anyway, right? Maybe Riot would want to shake up the pro meta by saying, hey, here's a barrier sentinel who's really, really strong, or hey, here's a non-movement duelist that is really, really good, right? That could potentially be something that they're looking to do, to potentially explore different ideas of what a pro meta might look like. And if that ever does happen, well then Yoru will be everywhere.
I love this hit. What a non-conversation. Like... Oh my god. Christ almighty. Let's randomly pick one. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so to continue on Thinking Man Valoring's thought process here, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think if you're going to run Yoru in competitive play, if you want it to be the future duelist of Valorant, a couple of prerequisites have to occur. 1. Riot can no longer release a movement duelist ever. 2. They need to all be nerfed to a point where it is unplayable. And so you'd be looking for other options.
I've got all the time in the world.
3. The opposite options, like Phoenix, like Reyna, can't be playable either. And Chamber can't be playable. There's a lot of caveat here. I'm not saying that's what Riot's going to do. I'm saying that if we want Yoru to be meta in a professional game scenario, that has to be the case. Like, you can't get away with just you can't get away with just like just saying, hey, this agent's good and it synergizes well with a new agent. Like, no duh. It'd be really funny, though, if they did something like that.
Careful now.
Here. Buried. Blocking sight.
You're quitting? Well. What the fuck are you doing? You're quitting the team? Bro. Do they spit in your like mouth or something?
That's 3. 4 and the dark side.
Not a meta pick? Yeah, very playable on maps like Breeze. And us possibly meta on like maps like Breeze. But it's like
Refreshing.
it's just Breeze. Like Breeze and Bind, like playable, but like not meta.
Alright. Good done. Reload.
Dude. Maybe I gotta quit my team.
down.
Get out of my way! I shot something!
Aven and Split. Yeah, no, I think that one's very team specific.
Tidy! Refreshing. Have a kit.
Yep. But this is like top tier competitive pick on every map.
Reload.
Oh boy. And this is like the bold claim of like Yoru will be the meta for the foreseeable future, and I think that's really funny to say. Because there's no way that Yoru is gonna be the future.
Sick. Reloading. Cutting their vision. Knocked him. Down with. Insect.
It's you and me.
Reloading. You had your fun. My turn.
Game just finished. No worries. No worries. I'm not doing anything. Oh, God. Lovely.
Target down.
Ah, I did it to them too. Fuck. They come back.
Refreshing. Blocking sight. Reloading. Woo!
Tough.
Reloading.
Ah, you're right. Between the team. Do you realize how much of an awful thing it is for you to do that?
The hunt begins.
Critical hit. Found one.
Parasite.
Oh. Not suited for it. Are you set up for the entire season? Looks like you didn't even give it a chance. Like, you had practice and now you have like a game coming up. I'm normally one for saying follow your heart, but like at this point, try it out, you know? Not suited for it under like the condition of like one thing. I'll give you a real. I think that's a little too early. I'm not gonna beg you to stay on your team, but like.
Match found.
But I believe you, that's a little too soon. I think you're a little too quick on the trigger, Ace. That's like me, like, coaching my team. We do one practice, I'm like, I can't do this. It's over. I might as well just quit my job.
Deathmatch. Warm up.
Oh, that's really fun. Yeah. Oh, hey.
Stand tall. We are Valorant. We are fighters.
Fight.
Fight! Enemy down.
Man, really? Man, fuck you.
Gecko's gone.
Fuck you, Duncan. Excuse you? I should be mindful of how I take my fights, because these aren't the ways I'm going to be fighting anyway. And if I fight like that, I suck.
Gecko's gone. You fought well. Unavoidable.
I'm not stopping early enough.
Opponent killed.
No, whatever. There's no way. Oh, fuck off. That's my kill.
Dominating.
I'm so dead. I'm mega dead. Fuck off. Ah! Damn it. Wow, he did go long. Wow, I'm getting mad. Oh, what? I was still, oh, I was still holding crouch. No.
One dead.
No fucking way. Neither of you died? Oh, God. I'll take the fight. I'll take it. Oh, boy. Hurry, that'll give me a sec.
Remove. Eliminated.
Dude, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. No, dude. I wanna cry, dude. I wanna cry. Is that someone behind me? Are you shitting me? No way! Stop, dude. Stop, bro. I will read that all in a minute. Holy fucking moly.
Good attempt.
Ghost, the only gun I'm good with. Keck W. Okay. Hey, ain't nobody alive. You're fighting Ghost.
Enemy removed.
Oof. Oof. Dude, that timing's crazy.
10 kills remaining.
Promise I'm not ignoring you. I'm just like keeping focused. Do you fight like that, really?
We tend to dust.
Yeah, no worries. I saw the wall of text. I'm like, you're funny.
Omen killed.
5 kills remaining.
Gotta relax it a bit more, though. Yep. Sounds about right. Oh, yeah, wait. Yep.
1 kill remaining.
Oh. All right, let's take a look. It's not for me, but all the complaints are performance-based. Man, what was the big thing I was telling you about? Like, I tried to impress this upon you. That this is the most important thing about any sort of, like, performance-based issue at all. It takes time, man. It takes time. Like, for consistency argument, in order to build, like, a strong... Fucking, where's your stuff? Hold on a minute. No. You're not getting away from me. If I recall correctly, you have... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but actually... I'm not gonna lie. What? You have more hours than I thought you did. Okay. Consistency is not built in a week. It's built with a significant time investment. And all you have to do is keep grinding. Like, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Because a lot of it is, like, the more you practice it, the more confident you'll feel. And you need to wipe away insecurities if it's a confidence thing. Because you can't build confidence. It's impossible. You can only, like, lose insecurities. And so if something's making you insecure, you should change. Like look within your emotions and find that. But let's see. Let's see if we can build you into a proper cipher. Because I think you're my student today. Gold 1 Cipher Lotus. See, are you only playing Sentinel this act? You better be. I'll be pretty mad. Yeah, you're pretty much just playing Sentinel. Let's go. Love to see it. Yeah, your big problem was like autopilot, so we gave you a pre-round ritual. We gave you a lot of... I gave you like slight notes. Nothing crazy. Now I can give you like... I can give you specific notes. I'll just keep the game open just in case. I know better. Coaching. You are not plat 1. You're close, though. You're close. What are you? Gold 2 right now. Welcome in. Grinded whole summer. Yeah. That's why I came up with the pre-round. Let's see if you do it. What's up? What's up, team? What's up? Glad everyone mutes their mics. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hola.
We're doing all right.
Hello, everyone. Some pre-round funnies. We buy double. Wait, what? This is an interesting buy. Thank you for the chair. Thank you for the 42 months, nerd. Look at this guy. This guy's spending money. I'm giving bringing ninja money. But thank you so much. I appreciate it greatly. What's up? Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, I am a huge nerd. True. You weren't gonna update, but now that I'm streaming, you want to update? Whatever. I'll ignore you for now. Okay, so I'm interested in this buy. So it's one trip, classic, double cage, cam. The only reason why this is interesting to me is I think double cage is a little excessive on pistol round. There aren't a whole lot of situations where we're going to be caging. So I'm curious to where you found this buy. I don't know many pro players that do it. I think a lot of players prefer the ghost plus one cage and trip. I think having one cage is totally fine. But two seems a little excessive. I don't know if you'll ever find use for the second one. But let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you don't have to pick it up. If you're gonna lurk, fine by me. Made it up? Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Wonderful. This reeks of insecurity. Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I figured. No, Sentinel players, your lurk should be embedded in your playstyle to a degree. I think at some point you do just join the team and just clomp at fools. But yeah, I think it's fine to lurk. I think it's a correct play to lurk sometimes. But this is super passive. Like we're trying to timing this fight mid. Yeah, I would have been down if you just kept walking front B. Yeah, fight this guy. Yep. You can't go this way. Row heaven. Thank you. No, row heaven. Thank you. Take your time to... Take your time. You got a whole minute. Okay. No, go heaven, go heaven. No, dude, no. Okay. I'll wait to see you play out, but the reason why we'll go heaven here is it gives us a timing. We killed a player front B. It's very likely that we want to take a full-on fight, but because the enemy should be kind of expecting this. You killed their B player right here. Door's not broken, and you haven't like wrapped this way to join the team, like you haven't clomped this way. So what they should expect is for you to come this way, because this is the fastest. You can take your fight, but this will give you like the advantage, and then you can just kind of play around, and you can come back stairs or like full take these fights. I think personally you should take whatever fight they give you, 1v2. But you have more optimized fights because you have more pathing. Like if they don't see you, you can always go down rope, walk this way, go down drop, take this fight. You have so many more options than you come this way, you route this way and into a potential cross. And so we can isolate a better fight. Yeah, see, because one's back sight, one's front sight. Yeah, okay. And you also don't, you still have the problem where you don't peek with intention. Like, we've opened up this threat angle, and we're about to open this threat angle, and we're slow walking around corners. Okay, you kill him because he's bad. Last guy's back sight. This is like the one time I think the K. Oh, he's actually in. Yoi. Get punished. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you got punished for. I think the cage was actually really good. Isolate, like, it makes this fight really awkward, this fight really awkward. Turns out he was straight. But you split it up, you can grab the spike, and then everything happened. Like, anything could happen. Like, you could wrap back this way. You can just leave. You can walk up, take the fight. You know, there's a lot of things. I think it would have been better if it was placed, like this, but it's not big enough. So, I think the placement is good. It's just, like... After that, it was like, you should probably either commit to the fight or drop a cage and run. Ideally. Because you bought the second one. You might as well use it. See, pre-round. There's not a whole lot. Cypher's gonna call. Okay, you have to cam. If you're starting A, cam here. Cam here or here. Pick your favorite spot. If you cam here, do a cage. If you don't do a cage, throw this one. It's safe, gives you a lot of mid-round information if they walk up or do anything weird. It's kind of hard to break. But you should cam early. It's your rechargeable, and it gives so much information in case they like do some weird stuff. So there is like a real expectancy that they come up this way, walk to roots, and then just peek you out. And if you just throw your cam here, you've implied that you have pressure towards A. And you don't even have to be here. You put the cam, you get the info, you can leave or you can commit to the play. I personally think you're on eco. You're not going to win any of these long fights. You just join the team. Like, throw the cam down, join the team. Yeah, because they're doing the correct play of going B. Yeah, I'm about to ban you from using the shift key. Because what is this? What the was this a C stack? This was a C stack. Yeah, this was a C stack. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god, you still get one? You still get two? Go die to this next guy. Die to this next guy. Yeah. Die to this. Thank you.
You like hit the hardest shots and then miss the easiest.
Nice. You killed 2 people for free. I have no idea how you got away with that. I don't think that was the strongest play, but you got a lot of value out of it. So you might be like biased to do that again. I don't think you should. Starting A. Okay. I'm about to skip attack. Yeah, I'm gonna skip attack. We're not playing Sentinel. We're still playing Reyna. Okay, B is a little more interesting if you're gonna do like a B lurk. It depends on like your idea, right, of how you want the round to play out. If you want people to know you're there, you use utility, and in most cases you should. And because then you throw like pressure away. In this situation, I actually wouldn't, because we're throwing a bunch of pressure here, and there's a potential pivot, there's a potential crunch that can happen. You actually shouldn't throw utility here. This is like the first time you shouldn't use your cam and establish that you're in this area. You want them to not like do that. So actually what you should do is you should cam this way over here to establish your A, and then you walk over B. Like, this will give you a way more effective lurk pressure in the future. Okay, it can't be spawn on you. Can be, actually, this is Omen. But the Omen plays Seaside.
One's rotating, one's upper. One's upper B.
Yeah, you walk super late here, and you're chilling. But your crosshair should not be in the wall. Not upper. Shouldn't be there either. Door wasn't broken. These guys are actually inefficient. The fact that they're not, like, taking A space and then breaking door kind of makes your lurk super easy. You didn't get value from this because your enemies are really, really bad. So they're all upper. They are both upper. They're both upper here, so if you just walk gravel, you kill both. Or you should kill one. I don't know if you kill both, but you should at least kill one.
They're both halls.
One enemy remaining.
There's first one. There's second one. Yeah, you just keep walking on them. Yeah.
What am I? Oh,
Well,
we're both
it's fine.
detained. We're
Yeah,
both
yeah. Nice for free. Yep. Take a look at the gunfight real quick. A level of panic, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just a little panicked.
We're both detained.
Committed to the crouch break pretty early. Yeah, okay. I literally watched a Valen video where he talks about the same thing. Where when you're scaling up to the wall, like here, when you're scaling up space, like you're doing right now, or you're doing this, you actually want your crosshair like out here. this is what I was actually just practicing because Valen is an interesting IGL. And he wants it to be in a way that, like, when someone peeks you, it's, like, more efficient for you to, like, aim it. So it actually, I wouldn't even be mad if it was a little wider in your elo. It can be, like, out here. Yeah, that might be a little too wide. I think here's, like, a safe middle ground in between it. So that, like, when you're scaling, you're prepared for the swing. Because we don't want to trace the wall. People have found that this is really inefficient. We only want our crosshair to be, like, near the wall when we're, like, pre-aiming. And then your pre-aim is, like, tied to your movement. Yeah, because I still think you're too tight. And then when you... Yeah, the slice is really awkward. When you slice, you want it to be out. Like, jagged. We're taking a little too, like, baby slices. Yeah, take your timing. Call the rotate. Yeah, one breakable. Bang. Another one, C link. You should fight that guy. You're so lucky. Well played. That was actually a little troll, but I actually think you shouldn't commit for more. You guys' positions suck. I'm not gonna lie. These positions are awful. Yeah, because this guy dies to them. Yeah. Oh, this guy shouldn't show, you know? Holy fuck. Clutches it. Nice. Well played, well played. Your teammates have you, but I think that you going upper is actually a throw. I think you either, if you're going to make that play and kill, jumping upper was really risky. He eventually got crunched, which might be this guy's fault, but I don't attribute blame to anyone other than yourself. Oh god, never punished. Yeah, if your crosshair was wide, you actually can just kill that guy faster, or at least more efficiently. But this guy can't, like, hit the broadside of a barn. Like, watch, look at these. I'll show you just because these are your enemies. I had to show this to the other guy earlier. Or, I think, Friday. I'll go frame by frame the amount of bullets this guy fought. Like, this guy is panicking, right? Peeks out, sees two people. You're prepared. First shot, wide. Second shot, now it's moving. Full inaccuracy, wide. Third shot, wide. Fourth shot, wide. Fifth shot hits you. Commits to the crouch spray, but his bullets are already wide. He just misses. Christ almighty. Give me those guys. You actually shouldn't be looking at your minimap too. Wait, was that you that said that? Yeah, okay, that was you. Alright. You shouldn't be because you're first in line. Your first contact, don't look at this. When you're, like, lurking and first in line, don't look at this unless you're, like, completely safe.
Smoke's on B. Just go see.
I know the pattern. It's, we go late, we kill this guy.
Wait, I'm still walking B. Don't make noise if you come here.
Do I break it?
Slow walking. Yeah, what the fuck? Wow, we have B. Yeah.
One close.
Or just sit there close.
We're in post plant. Yeah, sure, whatever. Win that round. I couldn't be bothered. A lot of your symptoms are very easy to diagnose. Because we still, like, again, we're in gold, so we're in, like, the middle of convergence. We're, like, in the Venn diagram where we still have to work on, like, our mechanics. But now we have to introduce, like, utility. And getting really good at, combining the two into a proper Venn diagram. And right now, we're still doing the walking. Like, watch you clear A. So we're walking. Our crosser's en route, doing nothing. Watch us, we're slow walking. So our first threat angle is theoretically right here. and then it's right here, and then it's right here, right here. And we expose this one and this one for free. Do you do more? You without intention, this one and this one. Thankfully, like, the entire enemy team just fast rotates every round because they're also mindless. So you're getting away with it, right?
All ulted.
Mental down autopilot on new agent. Okay. No. We can't neglect the basics though with new agent, right? And you can't claim new agent because we're not using utility. On defense, I'll give you a little more of a pass, but on attack, you haven't shown me that we're doing new agent stuff. The new agent stuff that you're doing is like tripping C and then walking A. So I don't want that cope.
Spike is back there. Spike is back there. No.
You just ult here. You just ult this and get time. Just give time. No ult. Fuck. Bank. Now we ult. We cage and ult. All good. Okay, weird shit can happen here. Yeah, so look. Just keep in mind, like, your move. Christ almighty, you're getting away with everything. No. Come on, you gotta be trickier. Oh, okay. I'm actually down for you to grab Spike if that's your idea. Yeah, okay. I'm done. And then go, like, C or A. Make a gamble. It's probably safer to go A. Yeah. You go A. Plant the Spike.
I have another smoking 8.
And tree. Cool. Alright, here we go. Yeah, you just AFK on your cam. You would be a Giga Smurf if you actually were playing drop. I'm not gonna lie to you. With this camera, if you were playing drop for free, oh, it's Giga free. I think this spot is a little harder. They press a door, you're kind of like, you're gonna get panicked. But it's very unlikely they'll press door in the 1v1, so it makes sense for you to, like, just pick one or the other. Okay. Backside. get wrecked. Get wrecked. Oh, no holds bar. No. This has happened to everybody. Hey, it's a neon. Got slid on. Nice try. No worries. I wouldn't sweat that. Okay, first I'm lurking C. Let's see if you do this right. Because this one's a lot harder to just walk on. Yep. And now you got punished for it, right? It's the first time you put your crosshair on the wall and you've actually got punished by someone peeking you. Jokes on you, like, jokes on me. The guy also slow walked up instead of, like, peeking into the angle. Yo, what's up, Raven? But because of that, you see, you're getting, like, right now, this is where it belongs, right? Like, we have to be ready for this threat. Figured I'd call you out on it earlier, but now you're getting, like, pressed down. And then now this round is up to chance. Your teammates got you. Yeah. Hey, Raven. I assume this is a split because the breach is with you. God. All right, we're gonna give you. We're gonna do. Okay. We're actually gonna build. All right, I'm gonna skip attack because a lot of your issues on attack is that we don't have a unified. We haven't studied. And we'll study. I'll help you study today. We'll learn patterns and recognize, like, when and where and how we're gonna throw utility. And we're gonna develop a very simple playbook so that we can focus on both. Both our utility and our mechanical skill. That is dropping. Like, both are suffering because we're focusing on both at the same time without prep. And if you are prepped with knowledge on this map, let's say your Cypher prep, you'd be performing a lot better. I guarantee you. Like, when you're prepped and you're not bogged down by utility, you shoot better typically, and you move better. So let's go to defense, because this is where your prep will probably really show.
Yeah, you can get keys for it pretty easily. It's really good.
Are you talking about Deadlock?
It's a new mobile shooter that Valve is making.
Yeah, it's Deadlock. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Are you AFK? What the fuck? What the fuck? Dude? I was about to be proud of a Cypher setup. What the fuck is this?
Quiet here. Oh, nice.
Just throw the trip. Throw the damn trip. You son of a bitch! What the fuck, dude? What? No, you still throw the trip, even if they're not here. Even if they're not here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nah, this is a little too greedy. This is a little too greedy. You didn't push it. What are you talking about? You didn't expect them to push C. You got a 33% chance of them pushing C. Because it's not 0%. You can't just not prepare for it. And if they're coming here, you have to give up on this weird stuff. You just have to throw a normal one and go backside.
I feel like it's gonna be C or D.
Yeah, they're in the smoke. They're in the smoke right here. Oh.
Just on site.
Yeah, and you get punished for it. Okay, first of all, you probably kill the jet. Probably should kill the jet, but you shouldn't be in this position to begin with unless you were planning for it. But you weren't planning for it, right? Like you happened into this position. And then caught off guard. Like you're jumping up, your classic's not ready, and you tap.
What am I doing?
Yeah. You were fumbling around with your stuff. There you go. Yeah. Just throw that pre-round. Throw that pre-round, you're chilling. I'd actually pick up your cam too, unless you expect them. Okay, so this is a ranked thing. This is not a professional grade team we're playing here. This is a ranked thing. If you're ever rotating off your site, take your camera. Just take it with you. The amount of free value you get off of it for retakes and stuff like that, or reclearing, is just so good.
They're all going tree.
Yeah, I wouldn't commit to the lurk here. Personally, I think that this is way too slow. I think it'd have been faster if you just helped on site. And yeah, maybe you get burned by rotate, but who cares? I don't. No, you keep looking for the fight. Yeah, no, they're not gonna leave. What in God's name? Okay, we made a shit ton of noise. I think you opened door here. Okay, if you cage the cross and go heaven, this would be really good. I don't think you will though, because we want to throw like the phantom cipher. You cage this in a way that allows you to walk out backside front sight. Then you just walk like heaven. You will absolutely catch like this guy or this guy. You might even catch like a hell guy or someone trying to walk up this way. And then your teammate will definitely, like, once you take contact, this guy now looks to you, and then your breach gets value. But I don't think you're gonna do that. Yeah, you're just gonna walk it, take the fight raw. They should all be backside. In this configuration, they should all be backside. Yeah. That's fine, wasn't your gun around. I think we could win more, but yeah, rate my setup. Yeah, okay. Let's go into rate your setup, and I gotta say, there's a lot. There's cooler ones to throw. Let's go. Is this the only one you know, or do you have variations to this? Because these two double trips main also are really, like, they're good. And especially against their team, because they don't have rays to, like, flush you out. They do have a neon stone, which is kind of annoying. But, like, these two trips, and then you play, like, back bend. Really good. Well, I guess we can wait and see. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, and then you throw, like, you cage. I'd say you always throw one cage for your setup. That's like a golden rule. When I was playing Cypher, I only committed one cage. And usually I put it back here just to give me cover. I would rarely put it in the choke. Or I would put it like on a trip, one of the two. But I would save the second one for like whenever I needed it. I wouldn't commit full setup. Yeah, true. Wait, true. Yeah, it's B. There's no reason for them not to go B here. Oh. Cage on the mound plant? Yeah, it's fine. Think there's a specific setup you'd want to use it for? This is really good. The setup for the cage here, what that allows is it allows you to actually get out of bend and isolate fights here, but the only caveat, you need a smoke man. And then you're good to go. Or you need to commit both cages. But it's good. This is losing. Wait, we're losing right now. What the fuck? Okay, thank God. Thank God they threw. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Right side, right side.
No.
What am I doing?
Don't worry. That was like a little crazy, but nothing too
I thought I heard him.
too damning. Wow. Yep. Okay. Literally couldn't win that. Well played. I just take so long for you to get your setups down. Yeah, we're slow.
Somebody buy me that sheriff. Thank you.
You need 4K. So no, you do have to save this round.
I think it's gonna be an 8 here.
Because I mean, yeah, you do have to save this round.
Sure this time.
You don't have good trips? I'll show you good trips then. Don't worry, I will show you. Yeah, this is your buy. It's annoying, but yeah, this is your buy. I think personally, hear me out. I am a big component, so hear me out. This is a round where you don't have a whole lot of money. And this is something I'm going to advocate because I've been recently doing it. I advocate heavily for the Marshall. I think this gun is busted in a lot of situations. So if you find yourself in situations where you have to buy like Light Shield Sheriff, instead of doing that, just buy the Marshall. Buy the Marshall, hold T long, and call it a day. Take your free first fight, and then if they get past you, oh well. Hate snipers. That hard-headedness, and so I actually, hold on, let me guess the amount of like guns you use. But you use this, you use this, you use this. You use this, you use this maybe. You'll use this. Is that your like I believe this is probably your weapon pool. Am I incorrect? Because you axed this. I guarantee you don't use these. All of them? Fucking got him, dude. Got him. Yeah, okay. When you're sticking in mud like that, you lower the possibilities. Because, like, in situations, these guns and these guns are better on your agent than, like, this, like, rifle area. And so, it's good to branch out and use it, because, the Valorant gods, like, Riot devs, gave us all this to use, and we should use it all to its fullest. I'm not saying, like, and actually, like, your character takes advantage of machine guns as well. The only thing it's kind of weak is snipers, but, like, still give it a shot. Anyone can op. Anyone can use the Marshall. It's quick. It's painless. Yeah, we'll learn trips. We'll give you some better trips.
They're not hard.
You're funny for that. Cypher half underrated. Yeah, true.
Their broken door. B didn't break door though. I don't think.
I don't think it makes a sound cue, brother. They'll let you know if it's a loud like door breaking sound. You would know if they broke door.
Smoked off steps again.
Great.
I think they're gonna hit air.
No, running away. You're calling that you're running. Yeah. They're running towards. That's towards C. Yeah, I think that jet's on C.
They haven't broke your wire yet.
Yeah, I'm going back C.
No, I think you're getting timing to C.
Oh wait, he could dash through your wire. Careful. Over your wire, I mean.
Oh no. I think okay, we got baited. We both got baited. I think that jet updrafted right at the sound area, but it was like over here or something. We got baited. Really?
Or try to rotate. Yeah.
No, we didn't get baited. Just kidding. Your orientation kind of sucks because you're like this. And so we heard an updraft. Could be like here. Could be like here. No. Yeah, they were just delay. That's annoying. They hit you with the old re-hit.
Did anybody have a gun?
Oh, they actually went B? Don't worry, just reposition. All good. All good. That's an op. I'm down to run the gauntlet. Ah, get fucked. Unfortunate. They jumped up. Okay. Yeah. We'll fix those. We'll fix those. There we go. Yeah, that cage is good. They're not coming in though. You cage off. Okay, I want there to be a trigger for if you're gonna do this play. There's a trigger. And the trigger usually is they hit your trip and they get highlighted, and then you pop your cage and just shoot them. Yeah, because this is too early. Yeah, now it would be good. Coincidentally, they hit your trip, and then, you know, you kill for free. Yeah, wait, they're front B. Yeah, they went B. Oh, they actually planted too. Wow. That's annoying. I mean, you guys are just gonna win this, yeah? He opens door here, and it's just so annoying. Like, someone just sits on spike. Yeah, this round's over. Nice. Yeah. I don't think I even have to watch a whole lot of this game. Cause all the same, like, similar patterns are showing up. Like, the same mistakes we're making. Yeah, wait, the fact that you're... Okay, we're on defense and this cam is not out. I'm skipping it. You're probably just gonna die for free. No, they don't. They go B and they all die. Okay. This looks like a setup. It's a very passive setup, but yeah. Oh yeah, if you open door, you're cool. You're cool if you open door and fight these guys. Oh, you're doing it the long way, man. Fuck, everyone was fighting. Fuck me, man. They all got put in front of you anyway. Yeah, they're all in this room, by the way. That was a good smoke from the Clove. Thank you, Clove, because that was a great smoke for a Clove. Yeah, everyone got stuck. That's so funny. Yeah, okay. I'll just skip this round too. Probably win it. Yeah, you do win it. Cool. All right, time to do some studying. All right. Super aggro cams. Ascent window. Situational. I don't think they should be the standard because there's better cams. But like, yeah, if you have a read in the round that cam is better, then you can just throw the cam. We're looking Lotus Provod. I'm not looking at setups because you need to get your mental up. Mentality is a slippery slope. Just like cover yourself, shake it off, trust the process, you'll be fine. A lot of it is we just have to learn our practice and get good setups going. Nats is good. Yeah, I think so too. I think Nats is probably the best Cypher player. He isn't really a lurker though. Not that easy. It gets easier the older you get. My ability to literally just walk away from trouble is so fun. Let's see. He hides his minimap though. But I am going to assume. Yeah, okay. We start and just try to copy this because it's really good. We start one trip, one cage, and we start ghost. Yeah, it's very likely. Yeah, okay, he has this trip.
It's heavy A. They're fighting A. Okay, we can enter. Can go see.
Yeah, this is the one time. So, okay, I'm gonna explain why he doesn't cam in this scenario because he doesn't want to be shown. It was the same thing I was talking to you earlier. It's a theoretical crunch that can happen B main, and so it's very likely that we don't want to establish pressure or presence here.
I have flash. I'm starting backside. I'm flashing. 1, 2. Flashing.
Yeah, but he'll probably take a similar timing to what you were taking. He might actually even just fight these guys. No, their KJ's better. They had a recon sentinel.
One outside. Two outside. I killed one more.
And so
Two water one side.
he actually should have broke that turret.
I'm holding side pick. when do we have stun? When do we have stun?
10 seconds, 9 seconds.
Okay, we will need stun. Yeah, I think. Do we have flash?
Yeah, they just take a fight. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, he established pressure. He got caught. It's a gecko. But look how he scales, and we'll probably do like a before and after.
They left A. They left
I think he actually does this incorrectly.
You can go back A.
Come here slowly.
How he does it, it's faster, but it's a lot less sound, like technically.
He's alone. Let's go.
Fucking dog shit. Toxic, calm on.
I put a smoke.
Yeah, because everyone sees this like close wall hug. But in his lobbies, it's like good for him to do this because they'll peek shallow and they'll kill, and so he needs to be like right there.
Stairs, yeah. There is a door is broken. I'm gonna cage it.
I'm flashing.
Yeah, perfect. Helps the smoke, throws the cages. Now that's how you use both.
Wait, one heaven.
Late cam, because he didn't use it because he didn't want to show pressure, and they just play post fight and he kills. Same trip. They'll trip the opposite, yeah. So he'll trip C if he's going A, and vice versa. So they can't just walk behind him, but they can walk up B. Yeah, look, peeked out. Now he starts walking. Now he's peeling for every single off angle. I still think that's incorrect. I think he dies. It's Nats. He probably only dies like 5 out of 10 times. Like he only dies 50. But any other player dies like 90. Yeah, but look how aggressive he's walking. 113. He's up here. Let's combine. Let's Oh, I probably should have done this, huh? Fortunately. Okay, he's up here 113. Where are you at? Third round, because you did something very similar. Not quite, no. Wasn't this round. It was round 5 or something like that? No. It was a round where they went like B. You went like mid. There's a round where you lurk A. Fuck. Where's your lurk A round?
Winning our gunfights.
If they break link,
Oh, here it is.
I'll smoke you.
Spike down B.
This is also like
All ulted.
he knows the gecko's not here, right?
Spike is back there. Spike is back there. No.
Yeah, he actually doesn't commit to that. But yeah, this is like EU, and it's like
Okay, just try to stay alive. I'm running from behind.
I'm staying alive.
yeah, look how quick he is.
Yeah.
Use explosion whenever you have time, okay?
Last player standing. Foolish.
When I say T, good shit.
Yeah. Put in a situation he doesn't want to be in. Yep, there's one of the early cams we're gonna learn.
Okay, they like to use nade here and use nade back trouble, okay?
Cam early to spot.
They break secret, by the way.
This is if you're going with your team. I think it's also good to establish pressure, but that's like one of the cams you'd throw. I personally throw it lower.
Go B. Unlucky, Alex.
The cam doesn't have to find the op per se, it just has to find anyone. The idea is that you just get some information towards what A looks like. If it's heavy A, if it's just like the nade pressure from the gecko. You know, what is this? What does A like A main look like?
I have a smoke in one.
This is annoying. No, their players are good.
Wait, I faked one. Camp planting.
I have aftershock.
Yeah, this is super annoying. But yeah, there's... That cam is actually really good because it'll take contact for him very early on. So let's see him play it. This is just like... So if you ever have an idea, this is like very off the wall, but this will see someone walking up first. It'll also see somebody upper first. And so it's taking contact for himself. So it makes this cam like really good. Of course, he also had ult, and you just let that rip whenever. But yeah, he's just probably gonna sit on this cam.
Pick on me, pick on me, pick on me.
Okay.
Yeah. He plays it on comfy, but he had like a layer of defense. Like no one could peek ahead of the cam, and if they do, they should die. Like no one should get past what his cam sees.
Oh my oh.
That's why it's good.
Okay,
God, it's been a while since I've heard a yo my yo.
eat today.
I have pancakes.
No, thank you.
Okay, whatever. Cool pre-round, dude. Cool pre-round. Yeah, when he lurks, because he's lurking against a team that has a jet, he'll throw 2 trips.
One more close, I think. Close? I can stun, I can
God, the amount of like Nats VODs I watch is actually an inhuman. Or actually, while I'm doing this, we should actually make the playbook for you. Hold on. By the way, if you want, use Valoplant to make playbooks like this. So we'd go, it's like such a good tool. So for example, if we go Cypher Utility, we know that he throws one of these trips. He'll throw one of these. He'll throw this. And then there's a spy cam here. He'll throw on post plant, and I would link. Like I would use the draw tool. And like then you can make like notes and stuff. So like you'd add text. It's like post plant cam on post plant cam. Holy moly. Cam. And then you would do like, let's say green is the position where you're going to position out when you use this utility. And then you do like, and then bam, you build like a whole playbook around it. So far this has been everything Nuts has shown. There's a ton more you can do, but if you keep it simple, it's better. What is a Valoplant? Valoplant is just the website. It's valoplant.gg. Does stretch rest make you play better? No. Does it make the game easier? No. Does it affect your PC? It makes alt tabbing very weird because it's against your natural like resolution. Stretch res is pretty much nothing. If you come from CSGO, a lot of people adopt it that way, but that's literally it. It's purely cosmetic. Doesn't enhance the target size. It doesn't make anything like weird. It doesn't do anything that like changes the gameplay. If it did, everyone would be doing it. It's strictly personal preference. Should or shouldn't. It's personal. I honestly think native resolution would be better for you anyway. If that's what you've been playing on, changing it now would only hurt you in the short term. Yeah, Nats is the Cypher player. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's good at like being patient, right? Doing nothing. Yeah, catches him. Stretch is good. If you have a rock.
Okay, can we do a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, at the end we'll go see anyway. Breach, go start like this. Oh, here.
The guy's good at also like commanding the team. I'll take your trust on it. I've never had a brick, or I've never played gaming. I've never gamed on a brick. Well, there's another cam we can add to the list. Oh, guess we'll do it here. So we throw a cam here. Likely to spot All C early.
Okay, Breach, come back, come back.
Oh, Dell laptop,
They
nice.
might be have a...
Fucking yes, dude.
Okay, use your ulti.
I think this is old Lotus.
City.
Oh no, it's not. Wait, this is new Lotus. What am I on about? This is they're playing old Lotus like comps though. The EU adjustment. This guy's trolling. This guy's trolling. Okay. So if he's gonna do this play, you don't want it to be exposed. Smoke's coming down, you just throw it like right here. And it functions the same way anything else would. They can shoot it after a while, but like, at least you get it down if you're gonna throw it down. Yeah, and I would actually throw it really low. Like, he would throw like super low, crossover. Makes it really annoying. They shoot it, you just peek up, shoot them. Or they get caught in it and they die. Cool. But yeah, there's like one trip you're saving every time. Notice how like pretty much every single scenario that Nats has gotten into like a post plant. Oh. All right. When you use kill trip versus info trip. It's so. It's not necessarily a kill trip. There isn't really a whole lot of ways to kill off of this trip. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not a lot of positions you can play. Like common examples of kill trips are specifically on defense, like, you know, these ones, where you catch them coming out, you shoot them from behind the box. Here, it's not really. It's like a distraction trip per se. Like this one is more of distraction purposes. Either they're going to take the time to shoot this one, or they're not, and then they'll shoot it later. And then the guy above kills. This one actually is probably more of an info trip. I'm not gonna lie. It just gives information about it. So if they jump over it, they jump into water. That makes a loud noise. Oh, they're at water. They break the trip. Oh, they're waterfall. They fall into the trip. They're waterfall. You know, pretty much secured, like, secure the information bag if you throw it low. If you throw it too high, that's when it's like really bad. But every other situation, it's like good to get the info, and then you play like over here. Like a kill trip in this scenario, like in this post plant, would be if he instead threw this one and played like right here or right here, because then this gets triggered or they shoot it, and then there's a swing out either here or here. But he specifically goes for this one, which seems to be more of an info trip. You didn't know there are different types of trips? So it's just the tripwire ability. The different type of trips are what we do when we want something to occur. When there's a purpose behind our trips, right? For example, the flank trips that you throw constantly, like these trips, are all info trips. Like every single one of these are all for information. You want info if they're flanking or pushing your spawn. Like that's the only purpose of these trips. Like you're not killing off of these. That's where the bulk of that. But when we want to kill people, it's usually within a setup. And like the trips that you were throwing in C main, those are kill trips. Like we want people to die when they hit those. Typically you'll throw them in chokes. That's when people typically start dying. That's why Nats threw this one over here. There was a trip on A when they were cutting to B through this tripwire, because it actually has a double function. This one can be a kill trip or an info. So if someone's playing out here, for example, and they walk up it's a kill trip. I think it's actually better if someone's like standing here, of course, or here. Or if they don't intend to play this area and they come back and play like on site or B main, it's strictly an info trip that it tells you, oh, the A player pushed through A, they're going to be coming breakable. But yeah, for your second trip, I want you to like get into the habit of doing that. If you ever play Cypher and it's like a one trip map, one trip maps historically, if you play Cypher on them, Ascent, Bind's not really, Haven's not really, Icebox is not really, Sunset not really either. You kind of need both trips. I guess it really just is kind of Lotus and Ascent. If you get into those situations, kind of throw your utility towards site and see what happens. You'll get a lot more value than you think. Especially if you're running with the team a lot. It's really good to just have that extra trip like somewhere on the map. Okay, another cam. Add it to the list. Spy cam hits this top wall. You also could take pictures if there's specific yeah, and it spots all of C main. Monk found the Killjoy. We applied pressure, it's gonna keep the Killjoy. Killjoy didn't actually break it. So you'll know in advance if they push out. Yep. Cage acts like a smoke to come out. Throws a trip. This one is for kill. Because we're gonna be playing off of it, likely. Oh, okay, that Astra took a crazy timing getting past that trip. That's sick. That's annoying. They know he's here for sure. Do they care? Do they even care? They don't. They really don't care. Okay, sure. It was a great play from that, but like got caught out. Let's see. Cam, yep, Cam same spot, kinda. He's okay with a little shallower of an angle.
Yeah, I have. No one is speaking. Good luck.
It was a weird spot for the Cam. I think he just messed it up.
I will open. I will cage. Just go. Take control. You're weighing on dying, I guess. Behind already, behind. Push CT.
Ooh. Got caught with a util in his pants. Yeah. They still win the round. What? Nice. What's the point to cage the door? Alright, so welcome to high-level lobbies. That's a great question. Welcome to high-level lobbies. So a realistic play that happens a lot is it'll be a trap. It's a trap. So what it is players will play C, and then the B players will walk into B main. And if they come C, the idea of this cage, and I'll actually throw it down because I think you should do it, if the enemies show that they can do it, is they'll open this door and flood out and fight. And you can fight really early now with the new door because it actually hits horizontal very quickly and stays horizontal for a while. And so in order to avoid a crossfire, and we don't want to utilize our controller smoke, we'll just Cypher cage this. And then we can focus our full attention this way. And if door opens, whatever, shoot random bullets at it. And then we'll just like ignore you anyway. Like who cares?
Alex, drop me, please. So,
Yep, same two cages. Early cam door, watches C.
nice, yeah, good.
Hey, yeah, he's actually putting it further back and back to pop when the door sound hits. He's being preemptive with it. It might be better to wait. Yeah, it would definitely be better. Well, yeah, it would definitely be better if he pops it when the door comes, but we want to he wants to pre-pop it so he can focus on the routing out, right? Here, hold on.
But
So I'll explain the thought process here real quick.
I will open.
Yeah, he calls care open door, cages it, and the reason he cages this early because he wants to be a part of the squad that comes out. He wants this to be full focus. If he waits for the door to pop it, that's like an extra, like, I have to turn around, pop that. I have to deal with that later. Instead, we can stop the flood now, just fully come out with a team. And because they smoked main, it's unlikely they'll open door. Yeah, it's pretty much just a speed thing. It's like...
Push city, push city, push city.
Yeah, and they actually stacked it, so... Get wrecked. He's fumbling his utility and dying for it. God, this guy's so slow. Christ almighty.
I'm coming with the cages.
That's fine.
A wingman planted is fine.
Cage triggered.
One stairs. One stairs.
You should
Stairs, one side.
That's a sick off angle.
Mark the spike.
Use your flash.
Ooh, yeah. Tough situation. Great ult.
Playing passive. Let's go. Let's go. Insta take. Insta take.
They saw me. One
Cage triggered.
down backside.
But
Special backside. Modded towards the
Cage
other side.
triggered.
One side. Keep eye black.
Yup.
One drop. Da. 3v2.
Yeah, okay. If you find yourself joining the team, it's very likely that this cage, double cage, trip, like, yoink this. This looks really strong. How do you study? What we're doing right now. So there's two layers to studying, right? Like, yeah, we can just blindly copy what the pros are doing, right? We can blindly just watch a bunch of games and be like, okay. The idea is we should be writing this down. We're watching him play, but we're coming to realizations based on, like, cause and effect, right? How we study is something happens. He does something, and it's like, why? Why does he do this? Right? And you just kind of look at all the factors. Like, for example, why did he, like, cipher cage the door? Like, no one pressed the button. And then we come to the realization is like, oh, he wanted to just preemptively do it so he can focus on coming out with a team. Right? And so he can play with a little more speed. Instead of having to just, like, pop it later and then join. Hindsight Andy, he actually had tons of time. Didn't matter. Or for example, like, yeah, a lot of, like, Sentinel players, you just kind of have to yoink pro player setups and, like, how pro players use their utility. It's very easy to decipher, like, what's good and what's strong based on what they're doing. Because they're doing the homework for you.
Careful stairs in front of trap.
And here, post plant. God damn it. Stop it. Knock that shit off. Cease. Bam. Another post plant cam. It's actually front. Yeah, don't watch him play Cypher on Icebox. He tries to make it work, it doesn't work.
One enemy remaining. Camera taken out.
One way. No. One way city. One way city. One way city. Fine.
Cool. I actually called so much. Yeah, in this early cam, it's good. And then, yeah, because, like, you have to ask yourself why. Like, we can't just watch this gameplay and be like, yes, indubitably. Cam's early, gets information. We do that to get information to help the team scale out. Bada bing, grab it back. What do you play on Icebox? Killjoy. What? I saw your page. You play Cypher and Killjoy. What? It's just Cypher Killjoy. Alright, you just do Killjoy instead. Like, you play Cypher on like Cypher maps and you play Killjoy and Killjoy maps. It's like I saw Killjoy on your page. It's like the one map that you really can't substitute Cypher because a lot of his utility doesn't really fit the map. Yeah, but even Deadlock needs a recon sentinel. I love me my Joggermo. I have the EG chair and everything. Maybe Abyss. Here's your swap. Go Cypher on Abyss and see how that feels, because it's way better on Abyss than on Icebox. Yeah, KJ on Ascent and Icebox seem very fair. I think Cypher can replace KJ on Ascent, but it's whatever. That one's a little more 50-50. But I think KJ should definitely be on Icebox, and Cypher should definitely be on Abyss. What's up, Arm Guy? How's it going? How's it going? But look how consistent this is, right? Look how consistent we are throwing this trip. That is not my draws tab. Yeah, see, look how consistently when we're scaling up A with the team, that trip is always up. Then we'll cage. Yeah, KJ require, yeah, because KJ isn't that strong anymore.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, but then immediately, we don't go A, say less. We pivot to the B one for information. But the condition for that one is... Nice, get wrecked. The condition for that one is that we're intending on going B.
Behind already, Alex.
Yeah, they're not gonna give anything. Yeah, and when they do give it, it's a good fight. Okay, cool. They lose the round, no big deal. Hey. Do you feel silly yet? Do you feel silly? I know I'm blocking it, but that is an operator. I mean, I'm not blocking it. You can see the thing. This Cypher is rocking an op. I understand. Yeah, it's last round. Yeah, he had a ton of money. Just saying. Have guns like this in your arsenal.
Okay,
He's actually watching for the... He's actually watching for the jump spot. So annoying. Yeah, okay. He had an extra gun just in case. You know. Here's a kill one. Here's a kill one. Yep. We found the kill one. This is the kill trip. This is not an info trip. We are killing somebody off of this. And I think ideally, because it's spammable from back site, he'll play back site, or at least around Ben.
Okay, play close plan. Go back.
Yes. Yep. He'll play bend. They have two players back site. Yep. Yeah, and he always buys the shorty. The shorty is really good. It's good to just have.
Let's just wait a little bit more. On my trap contact, okay? You do that.
I'll break it.
One enemy remaining.
Cool. And that's attack. And so basically what we would do is we would record everything we think we should know. I personally think I would not do these trips, personally. Specifically, I would not do the mid-round trips like these. I think that's a little too much for you right now. I think that'd be a little ambitious. It's really strong, and I think that would be like a nice next step. Let's say you hit plat, and you're still playing Cypher, which you should be. We hit, like, this would be like the next step. But primary step is getting our cage use and our cam use. So I would record like all the flank trips, like, oh, I throw this if I want to lurk up B. I throw this. Or rather, you throw this one if you want to lurk up A, or like get your team behind you A. You throw this one if you lurk B. Same with this one. This is just a nice standard if you need C presence. Yeah, one thing at a time. Yup. So I would learn the cams first. I think the cams are super important. Just know how to throw these on attack. There's good spots. This is a good starting. This is a good starting. This is a good starting. And then your post plants. This is a great post plant. This is a great post plant. And then if you need another post plant cam, this one is actually pretty mediocre because it gets broken easily. But it's good for like you come out C, put it up here, and then bam, you see all this. It's fine. Cool. So we will, and then you would you should do this on your own just to give you some like baseline skills. But then you would record everything, take like a screenshot of it, and then you would save it. And then that's your playbook. That's your playbook for Lotus. And you do this for other maps as well. But going into attack, or going into defense rather. Okay. All right. Let's show it. Let's show it. Defense. Defense. Okay. Yeah, you'll normally see Cypher play towards C. It's just really strong. So you're chilling there. But this is one. This is a setup you can use. The idea, you play back bend. They come out. So actually, this is a new take. Normally, when you do this setup, they would come out, you play back bend, you kill one, you die. But we throw this specific cage so that we could play back this way. So we still can punish the people who tag this trip, but we can also fall off site. So that's a variation we can keep in mind.
I don't hear.
And then we also... Yeah, the box is spammable. Yep. And low wall. Yup. And then we'll also use early cams. The reason why your cam, I was like, it's okay, but it could be better, is because there are just a ton more cams you could throw. For example, the one he threw, this gives you early C info. It's kind of hard to just shoot. You can also pop it mid-round. It has more purpose rather than being on site, because you only get like this information into the mid-round, which is why you probably should have picked it up. But if it's like this one, you get deeper information in the mid-round, and you can call your team early. Like, the team can be here a lot quicker, comparatively.
See anyone, careful.
And yeah. Doesn't see anyone C.
Careful B, Oman, careful B. Killjoy might be there.
He comes over because he doesn't need a slide yet.
They will want to take flash.
Okay, just
Can you hold
rubble?
Do you have stun?
No, stay behind rubble, I will check this. You want other one way?
Yeah, and he'll check the walk ever so often. Like, when he thinks the enemy team could actually walk up, he'll hold it, or if he's held for. So, like, for example, there's two teammates of his on B, watching the B walk out. So now he can just chill here and watch if they walk up C.
Also flash on contact.
He explained the cam. It's about footsteps. Oh, he uses it for the footsteps. Okay. Ah, I got you. Because they would hear this cam. Yeah, this cam actually hears. Normal sight would be, I think this. Yeah. Great, good point. I actually didn't think about that, but yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, that's massive info. But there are like some players that'll throw their cam like over here, like under the box. For late mid-round information, there'll be players who throw their cam here for deeper C-long information. There's cams that'll play like the trap site, like they'll place their cam above C, looks down, and it's a great retake cam. Gives so much information. Yeah, there's like a ton of them, but that's a good double point.
I don't think I can pick, by the way.
Two, Jet and outside.
I broke wingman.
Wait, out.
I'm flashing.
Yeah, thank God for faking on us. Wow, give wrecked. They still won that round. Nice.
What can I do with this double kill? Let me think. I don't hear C, carefully again.
But yeah, this cam is pretty much universally used in like by a lot of EU teams in VCT. It's fairly universal. Yep, it's B, so you stack B. These guys are insane.
Three there.
Yeah, Jet's a pro player. Yup. I'll steal that cam. I'm not playing Cypher anymore, but I'll steal that cam. I don't care. Okay, he just rotates over. And when everyone dies, takes the initial engagement, this is where you start to get weird. Like, you have a lot of time on the clock.
Spike planted.
Yeah, this is where you can start to get weird. This is where... Now he has this good timing. And he tried his best.
Nah, I don't think I use step C a lot, to be honest. Step C a lot, step C a lot.
Yeah, and he doesn't pop the cage or cam if he knows. Because you don't have to give it away. Oh, just kidding. Why'd he pop it?
A lot. No one out yet. We're staying in front of the Omen smoke. I'm ready to stun, Yeah, I think they're just gonna go back.
Yeah, I think it was actually a mistake. If you were a higher level player and you popped that KM right there, I would actually called you out on it. I think he gave up too much of his like late round, like mid round info too early. So they know they were just taking the space. They unlikely that they would just rush onto the site. And if they were actually prepared. But now they can actually cut. Yeah, now it forces the reflash. They could cut back into A, cut back into B. It's really annoying. Yeah, because he's cool and he trips B for his teammates. So like this is the general setup he'll do. Where he's cool like that. He'll do this for his teammates. And this is predominantly the setup. Now it's like a little, he does this double cage shenanigans. I don't know why he does this. I'd have to look into this. Like, what's the purpose? It doesn't seem like it does much. You're cool too. Let's go. This site is so disadvantageous. Oh man, second earlier. What can I do with this? Okay, that's really funny. I think I remembered him saying something like that, but it's one of those like one of them like nothing rounds, you know? Like, it's a piece of utility that does nothing. Yeah, because look how much like mid-round information this cam gives when he doesn't just pop it immediately.
Can you go stairs and watch this? I'll pick their contact. Here.
Yeah, and he doesn't need a peek in front of the camera or in front of his trip. If you quit your team, if you play poorly, if that's the reason you quit your team, I won't review you anymore. I'll be very hard-headed about that.
Can we smoke here, Roman?
Yeah, plays fast rotate. The reason why I say that is because if you're not going to be committed, because let's say you have a bad string of performances, right? Where, oh, you're minus 25, minus like 20, minus 20. And if you shift your point of view to a point where it's like, it's not even worth me trying because I'm doing poorly. It's like, why bother teaching, you know? I would reshape your mentality because you're still super results oriented, right? You look at W/L and that is what defines your progress. And that's not good enough. Like it's not. It's very bad for you. It's like really bad for you. How to change it, but you can't. You can't just change your entire philosophy overnight. what you can change is you cannot quit and stick with it. That's like the first step, right? There's to have like to stop the spiral of you like losing your mind. It's you have to be enamored with the process. Like the process has to be more alluring than this. Like if the process is greater than, it actually can't even be equal to win-loss. The process has to be greater than your win-loss. And so if you can't enjoy this process more so than you can like winning/losing, like if this is like lower than your focus, you'll never get better. Yeah. It's a couple of things, right? It can be like the medal, right? If you care about the medal, don't, because Valorant values hidden MMR more anyway. So getting better and learning skills is way more alluring than whatever this is. If it's like, if I win, I'm happy, and if I lose, I'm like mad. If that's the case, play single player games and enjoy experiences that provide complex emotions. Because that's one of the big things about competitive shooters, or even competitive anything, is you get set into this win-loss ratio, and you're like, okay, this is my life. If I win, I'm happy. If I lose, I'm mad. Right? And you only have those two emotions. You're either happy or you're angry. That is an S. Nice try. And when it's just between a coin flip between these two emotions, you start to have to come up with ideas to keep yourself either happy or keep yourself neutral, because anger makes you dumber. It actually makes you very stupid. Because it's just like how anger in your brain works. It like dulls your brain. And so because like all these are factors, you want single player experiences to give you a variety of emotions. So like you'd feel wonder, sadness, you feel like, I don't know, camaraderie. Like there's a ton of things that single player games can focus you on, or you'll like feel contentment if you're like into farming games, you know. But like pick up single player games. Like I just picked up a farming game recently. What's it called? Fields of Minstra. This game is sick. Been playing it recently. It's really fun. Mad if you do bad, don't care about winning or losing. You try and still do really bad, then you're still focused on the results, right? But think about it this way, right? If you focus on the results, it's still it's not win-loss. It's now individual gun rounds. But it's still win-loss. You feel? We're just putting it on a smaller timetable. You're more concerned now about these little ticks instead of this big box. Big box is kind of easier to fix because now we're like, okay. Okay. Like these are the amount of times that you'll get angry in a round, because if you make mistakes, this number can be indefinite to like 20, like it can be indefinite depending on OT. And so it's harder to fix that anger because it's more recurrent, right? You can win or lose every like 40 minutes, but you can fuck up and make a mistake in a round and just be mad about it every single round. And you can feel frustration, and frustration is normal, and it's actually good for growth. When you're frustrated, it helps your brain think, because you're like, I hate this. What can I do to change this, right? And it fuels your brain to improve it, right? If you do Tilted, you solve this by not playing as much. You play like 2 games and then do something else, like watch anime, play a different game that's not competitive. If you try to play like Rocket League or like a MOBA or something, you'll be just as mad. It's the same like coin flip. Play a single player game if you're tilted, or watch anime, or like read a book or do something. Like do something that another like aspect of your life that you enjoy. So like something like either like intelligence based, like strength based, or some like another like hobby, but something like creative maybe. If you're tilted, like that's how you like fix some of that. Baldur's Gate. I assume that's what that is. A villain playthrough. True. Yeah. It also helps when you have a clear rate of progression. When you have a clear rate of progression, it's super easy to recognize that you can't get mad at this. So for example, what we learned today, right? Oh, my cipher, this cipher specifically on Lotus. I now know I have to cam early. I know the spots I'm going to cam early. I know the triggers to how we're going to cam this early, and we're just going to cam this early. Did I do that better? Yes or no? Yes? Perfect. Let's go. I'm getting better at this skill acclimation. And that's how we get, that's how you'll like, that's how you want to frame it. But there's another reframing tool that you should like look at, because making mistakes is actually good. It's a positive. It's a net positive. And it sounds backwards to say that making mistakes is a positive, but it is. We want to make mistakes because mistakes lead to learning, and learning leads to growth. And so because if we're perfect all the time, or like we intend to be, we intentionally don't grow. And that's what happens. Like, this is why the theoretical debate of if humanity was perfect, like if there were no problems, no pain, no nothing, would we all just die out because we would not grow? Right? And so we want to make these mistakes. And so there's a reframing tool that I am going to butcher the name. And I wish I was like super heavy in psychology, because I could probably pull the name out of my butt for you, but I don't know it. There's a famous psychologist that did a reframing tool that every time you make a mistake, instead of getting angry or like being conscious of the mistake, you just reply either out loud or in your head. Doesn't matter. You can either use your like noodle or you can use your like mouth, and it's just good. That's it. That's the only thing that comes out of your mouth. That's the only thing that enters your brain. Whenever you make a mistake, that's all that flies. Good. And what this does is it implies a positive reinforcement to our mistake, right? It reframes this, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so garbage. This is like the worst thing. I'm never going to get better. And then you fall into a negative feedback loop. Now we say, good. Why is this good? Oh, I made the mistake. I can learn from this. Good. Okay, this is fine. I do this all the time when I'm trying to learn a new skill. For example, in Deadlock, I'll do something stupid, like or even in Valorant. But in Deadlock, there was a specific situation that comes to mind. There was a player, I was ganking a lane. It was 1v3. The guy dipped or died. One of the two happens, and I engage, and I die. You know, I make a mistake. I fucked up. I was like, good, all good. And then I learned from it. It's like, okay, if that situation happens again, I don't do it. Doesn't make sense for me to do so, right? The psychologist Ellis, I'll just have to take your word on it. You'll know more than me. You'll know more than me. You're the expert in that field, comparatively. I just like read a lot. And so like, if you can start applying the good principle, I think that will help you the fastest and help you more so throughout the long haul. That's basically what this like whole pre-rant was for. The father of... Oh, okay. Word. Okay, he was the... Ah, okay. Some CBT. I mess with it. Man, he's really smart. He understands things more than I do. Oh, wait, I wrote good under the... Hold on. I wrote good. This is good. I just wrote it under the symbol. Okay, but that's enough of that. I think we got the gist of how this guy plays defense, too. I think this game is pretty much over. Yeah, does the same thing. Kills... Yeah, and defuses. That's it. So, I am going to stop you there. Let's go to your submission. It's notes time. Goo. Goo's funnier, but it's not helpful. Unless you, like, recognize that goo means good. But I feel like you probably shouldn't be saying, like, goo out loud. Very often. Oh. Let's see. Alright, number 1. General. We still have proclivity. Or proclivity. To yeah, I do. I watch my VODs back and I'm like, wow, I really just said that word and pretended that it was fine. So I have a habit to let's peek with intention. Which will lead to us being an easy target. To people down the line. The fix to this is whenever you are about to expose to danger, you are not allowed to shift or press the shift key when you are peeking. Yes. And then secondly, when scaling, have your crosshair a little bit away from the wall. That one's a little less important than the movement one, but we'll just throw it in there just in case. I don't want to get caught. Didn't want to get caught lacking. So number 2 on attack. We learned some early info cams and places to use our cages. Implement them into your gameplay. Slowly, but surely. By the next VOD, or next Cypher VOD, if you bring me a Killjoy VOD, things change. Next Cypher VOD, we should have a habit of using all of our utility with purpose. At least at a basic level. Gross. Stop that. Meep. Okay. And 3, defense. Let's not wing your setup must be complete before the barriers drop. If we cannot do so, we cannot use that setup. The caveat to this is if we are using a cam, that in order to throw, the barrier must be dropped. That will be the exception. All right, I think we got... That was one time. I counted 2. 2 or 3, and I think that's strikeout range. And even if it was once, I don't want it to ever happen again. Plus, your attack was really the big kicker. I think attack was worse than defense. But that's usually how it goes. But yeah, there you go. That's your notes. Take those to heart. Every time you play, I want you to be focused, locked in, thinking about these specific things. Right? We split 1 general that you should be doing all the time. 1 attack, 1 defense. Keep all those in mind. We'll climb, right? Or if we don't climb, we'll at least acclimate skills. And then bam. Not happening, you're always on autopilot, then give up. I'll be harsh as fuck. I'll get really mad. Give up. If you're always on autopilot, don't even bother. It'll piss me off beyond belief. Right? And we even came up with a method to stop your autopilot. Right? Which is, we look at like the enemy utility, like the money, the old economy, and then come up with a plan. That's it. That's all you have to do to keep yourself inside. Yeah, and play less. Absolutely. I think you still play too much. How much you play a day? Yeah, 8 games, 7 games. I think it's too much. Play less. Yeah. Enjoy another hobby that you have. I'm serious. Like, get really good with like other hobbies too. Because if you get better at like other stuff outside of Valorant, it'll help you. Especially if you can't focus. I learned something else. I actually force, so I've mentioned this before, but I am the coach of an organization. I actually force my students, because they pay me money, I force them to get 3 hobbies, right? Outside of Valorant, of course. I think Valorant is a fine hobby to have, but I want them to have a hobby that challenges them intellectually. I want them to have a hobby that challenges them physically. And I want them to have a hobby that challenges them creatively. And when you get those 3 extra hobbies, it fills your time more. It feels really, like, rewarding to do those as well. It feels really good. Yeah, like, gym is really basic of an answer, but I would, and no, we would very clearly define it. So gym and drawing are actually too wide. We would actually solidify what we mean by that. So for example, we say gym, what specific recreational thing we would do. For example, my thing is actually, my physical challenge hobby is weightlifting and volleyball. I love those 2 things. There is the thing that challenges me intellectually is I have 2. It's chess and I do language learning. And then my creative hobby is writing. And I specify what I mean by that. So like your gym one, I may be like weightlifting, you know, powerlifting or volleyball. And then we have like something clear to work on. Gym is a little, if you mean weightlifting, chilling. for drawing, I would be like, okay, what form of art were we working with? Like, do we want to get better at painting or acrylic? Do we want to work on digital drawing? You know, we have like goals in mind, and it's like, what specifically do we want to draw? Do we want to draw like horrible abominations, affronts to men? Do we want to draw like cute anime girls? Do we want to draw like landscape? You know, we like kind of filter in, and it gives us like a sense of like direction. Like, okay, I'm not really good at drawing. Like, how do I get better at drawing? Oh, landscapes. So how do I get good at translating a landscape that I see into something I can draw? And then now you start researching, now you start practicing and stuff like that, and you build habits that you really enjoy. But that's all for me. That's like my pro life tip for everyone. And if you pay me money, that's pretty much what I'm going to tell you. Yeah, that's like my pro little life tip for you. And I'll leave you all with that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I got to go make dinner, and then I'll relax. Likely we'll be streaming same time Wednesday. We'll probably start doing 6 to 8 in comparison to the 7 to 9 EST. I just am kind of experimenting with not only my like eating habits, I'm also experimenting with just getting down to business and start learning the second I like hit the ground. So yeah, that is it for today. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Y'all have a good night. Good luck on the climb. I'll catch you guys next time. Oh, I didn't put my plushies down. Oh, I'm so bad. Oopsie. All right. Bye-bye.